took a shot of vodka, I puked. So the second time I took one, man, we chased it with juice. By the third time we was drinking, I thought I was a pro. Little 8th grader with a shot of Jaeger burning my throat. And then the first time we smoked weed, I ain't feel much. By the third or fourth time, I wanted to pearl me a blunt. I was a misfit, I was addicted, I was a pothead in love. It took me 3 years to see clear and sober on up. Remember the first time I had a girlfriend, she broke my heart. My second one was great, but I made her hate me from the start. Cause I was cheating when I was drunk, had too much fun up at every party. But it was high school, what the fuck was I supposed to do? Study? Man, the first time I tried to have sex, I almost fainted. Was way too nervous for that shit, but my girl wasn't patient. She went back to her ex to have some sex and take him back. And I was like, fine, at least you blew me a couple times, you fucking skank. I remember the first time I thought I found my passion, I was 8. Brought the White Album in the 2nd grade and let it play. The teachers thought it was great, so they just let that shit happen. 15 years later, mate, it's just another rapper singing, I don't wanna hear about where you're going. Let's reminisce on all the shit that you did. You kinda regret the things you're so embarrassed about, but you can never forget. I'm saying I don't wanna hear about where you're going. Let's reminisce on all the shit that you did. You kinda regret the things you're so embarrassed about, but you can never forget your first time, your first time, your first time. Shit, I remember mine, I remember mine. Very first time. You can change with your age, but your memories remain in your mind. First time I was arrested was senior year. Got caught garage hopping, stealing older people's beer. At the beach, that's what we did. See, I was a kid, plus I was dumb. That 12 pack ended up costing my parents like $500. Man, the first time I felt the harsh realities of race is when we went to a country concert so we could party and tailgate. My black friend was pissing behind the car. We thought it was funny, but they threw bottles of at his head and said, let's lynch that Porsche monkey. That's the first time I really saw all of us all divided. At first hand, cause ignorance could slither into violence. I could imagine us in harmony and try to give peace a chance. But John Lennon was a righteous white man and they still went and killed his ass. I remember the first time I found out that life ain't always fair. At the arcade with my dad, but he had no more change to spare. I told him get some more, he said no. Understand that you can't always get what you want, little man. I remember the first time I really discovered that I could write songs. We had a poetry writing contest in school and I won. So the teachers took notice I could pass with flying colors. They said you might be a poet. I said I know, motherfuckers yelling I knew. From a young man, the first time can be your worst time, yeah. Your second ain't great, but by the third you're getting better with it. Mistakes are made, so we take away the lessons from them. I knew from a young man, your first time can be your worst time, yeah. Your second ain't great, but by the third you're getting better with it. Mistakes are made.
What is going on? What is going on? Welcome back to another live stream here. Let me make sure we got this set. I have to figure out a better way to do that because I always end up starting that way. My name is Zach. If you're new here, this is Real Deal Futures. We are going to be taking a look at ES on the 5-minute 100-tick chart straight from TopstepX. I have a 50K combine loaded up. We're going to see what we can find on this choppy pre-FOMC morning. If you guys are living under a rock while trading and you're not aware, today is FOMC rate and conference at 2 p.m. Eastern. The rate drops at 2 p.m. Eastern in a few hours, and then Jerome Powell gets on the mic to tank everybody's trading accounts. Typically a choppy day, a lot of consolidation ahead of it. A lot of traders sit it out. Some who are not smart like me decide that they want to just go ahead and see if they can't find something to trade. Was going to run this in the afternoon. It's part of the reason I'm here at 11:30 a.m., 11:38 a.m. Eastern on this beautiful Wednesday, September 18th. Going to try to get it in, see what we can find ahead of time, or at least just watch the market, discuss some trades, what the morning looked like, and talk to you about a really awesome partnership that I just got set up with Edgeful. Really, really awesome software company, cool platform, providing a whole bunch of different trading statistics, these awesome reports. So I'll show you how I'm using that in my trading. A couple reports I'm paying attention to. I'll show you the platform itself. I'll show you how one trade worked out from yesterday. Really nicely using that. But for now, let me make sure the boys from Discord are in. Everybody's awake. Let's pull this bad boy right here. We're looking good. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. If you're new here and you joined because I was on Top Step TV yesterday taking a win, welcome. welcome to the show. If you are from Discord and you're here, I'm grateful that you're still here watching me live. It was really fun yesterday. Got to win live on Top Step TV for Power Hour. Got the last minute call to join them. That was pretty fun. And I'm back on Tuesday, October 1st. That's my next scheduled appearance on Power Hour. So, this is a 5-minute chart, 100 tick chart, really zoomed in. If you see where we're at, let's just jump out to a 5-minute chart. We're 15. Take a look. Look at yesterday's action. Choppy, a little bit of a push up after the open, and then we know what happened. Sold off down around these lows over here. Push back up. I caught the long and Power Hour on this move back up into MOC. Overnight, very tight range. Choppy, consolidating back and forth, coming into the open. At the open, make sure my VWAP lines are set up. Looking at the 5-minute chart. Big bearish bar to the downside. Recovery back to VWAP. Broke the 15-minute opening range low. I tried this thing long a couple times in my XFA. I ended up really less than 1R, 1 unit of risk. It was one full stop out for reduced risk and a couple of small stops. One near break even, one a little less than halfway to a stop out. Just not getting that push back up. I was buying as we were coming back up here, buying as we were coming back up here, buying as we were coming back up here. Looking for a continuation of the upside, breaking above this VWAP, breaking above NY session anchored VWAP. Although we're looking bearish overall, right? Bearish at the open, we're below VWAP. We got a low that was put in, cracked below 15-minute opening range low here. We set the initial balance low that it looks like we are coming down to break. So I don't really want to try this long anymore today. Although it does look rangy, this type of market condition can call for a little bit more aggressive entries rather than just trying to buy the breakout in the direction that you believe trend is going to move. But we'll see what we can put together here. Made a note yesterday in Discord. If you're not in the free Discord, hop in the free Discord. Not your average VIP feeder program where I post green P&Ls and tell you you'd have to pay $20 to trade live with me here. I'm trading live here for free. You get my analysis, you get my charts every morning. You could ask me questions. We could talk about trading, talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, everything in between. But if you're in there, you'll know that I made a comment about trading live. Presents an interesting yet obvious challenge, which is you have a set time, a very short set time each day where you're going to be live to get trades on. And while I like to demonstrate I have the ability to identify market conditions that are really not lining up with my strategy, maybe it's FOMC day and I think, you know what, this is pretty choppy. Let me not take unnecessary losses. I recognize that if you guys are sitting around here hours and hours watching me trade live and not take any trades, that doesn't really give me an opportunity to talk about my entry, my exits, how I structure my trades, how I manage my trades, the risk management. It doesn't allow me to create a live track record of trading. So zooming in a little bit, looking to just be a little bit more aggressive. Same approach, same strategy, same tools, just higher frequency of trading with lower risk. That's kind of the play. So we're right now just cracking IB low. Just cracking IB low. Let's see. I'm not going to sell this breakout to the downside, although there's a trade there. You can go ahead and throw one on right now, short. And say we are getting short on the break of initial balance low. Stop loss above this area of structure on the tick chart. Right above prior bar high on the 5-minute. Maybe you say, I want to be more conservative than that. I want to go way up here. 9-point stop loss, and that's fair because I'm going to target yesterday's low. For me, I'm going to wait and see. I'd like to see some kind of maybe break and retest and then continuation, even just on the tick chart. We're getting a little bit of that right now. We'll see if this pressure to the downside continues. Take a look at my favorite order flow tool, Bookmap. And if we can't find anything, talk to you guys. I'm going to talk to you guys about Edgeful no matter what. But nothing crazy setting up on Bookmap. This is level 2 data. This is the depth of market right here. You've got price levels showing the quantity of orders on the book, also known as liquidity in the market. No crazy levels above or below price that I'm looking at. We got this algorithmic liquidity that seems to track above and below price. That is not really what I'm paying attention to. I am looking for really large, lit up, looking like a Christmas tree levels that I say, hey, we got a big stack of orders on the book relative to everything else that day. Pretty damn thin overall, the way that I'm reading this. Not a lot of volume, not a lot of movement, just choppy back and forth action, which is indicative of this FOMC, pre-FOMC market. What's up, Juan? How are you doing? What's up, everybody else? Again, welcome back. If you're new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Hop in the free Discord. I'm going to try not to plug that too much, but it's a pretty sweet free community. I'm grateful to have that running in just a few months, man. Over 1,200 members, guys getting funded, taking payouts, guys blowing up accounts, and everything in between. New traders, really experienced traders, and myself. Answering questions and talking about everything that goes into making some money in the markets. So we are pushing to the downside here. Yeah, it's just been so choppy that I like this. We tried to pull back up so many times. We're continuing lower. The drift lower towards this 2 p.m. Eastern could be in store. I'm just not sold. I want to see some momentum and be a little bit late to the party. That's kind of what I'm waiting on to the downside here. Again, guys, I want to get trades in with you, just like I was talking about. I'm not going to hop on here and randomly press buy or sell. Obvious with the trend of the day, with the immediate downtrend. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. Hitting the sell button would have played. But that's what I'm looking at. Short. Now that we broke, let's see if we can get a retest. A little bit of a break and retest to the downside. Again, looking at bookmap over here in the corner. Yeah, there's some volume behind that one for sure, but see if that'll continue. There's our breakout. Initial balance report from Edgeful playing out. Again, I'm going to talk to you guys about that in a minute. Just want to see if we got something setting up here, since we are at an interesting point on the chart. We run to the downside. I'm not getting a trade. Again, said I wasn't selling the breakout of initial balance low, although that would have played. Today that would have paid pretty nicely. Stopped just above this level. Just like I was measuring out, we would have captured a little past a 1-to-1 already. Is this thing really going to melt on us? Right off the bat, we going to melt? Let's see what we get. I would look at a break and retest entry to the downside. See what this looks like on the 1. Back to the 5. Got an option to try it from down here. Using the tick chart in between this 5-minute bar, really tight wrist structure. Would be just above the 1-minute bar high that was put in, targeting down towards prior day low. Probably wouldn't hold that one for a huge runner. This would just be a really quick, looking to capture the continuation of this move if it's going to just keep melting right here. But I like a break and retest. If we could pull back up, And then continue lower. Simple structure. Market structure, price action, basic objective levels that everybody and their mother knows about. If you're not aware, initial balance low, what I have marked IB low and IB high, that's the first hour of trading in the trading day. The high and the low that's put in from 9:30 a.m. NYSE open to 10:30 a.m. The 15-minute opening range high and low is within the first 15 minutes, 9:30 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. Overnight high and low and prior day high and low are exactly as the name sounds. Yesterday's high and low, coming off the high and low of the daily candle. Overnight high and low after session changeover, after 6 p.m. Eastern, when the market opens back up here on TopstepX at 1800. The high and low that's put in between then and 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So we got a break. We're looking like we want to pull back up. I might take an aggressive entry if we pull back up to that initial balance low. If we don't, we turn and run. I'm going to look to sell this thing short. See if we can't get a continuation. And if we have to come all the way back up into the range and just chop around for the end of, not for the end, but for the rest of this time ahead of FOMC, then so be it. Take the L in the combine. But I got until about 12:45 here with you guys. Ooh, turn it back down. Are we gonna run? Are we going to run? I think we might. I think that might be the retest right there. I think that's all we're getting.
Order filled.
I'm going to take this thing short, 5 micros from down here. Tight wrist structure just above the 5-minute bar that is printing here. Not waiting for a break of the lows, anticipating a break of the lows. We have to come back up and retest this area. I'm out for $100. That'll be trade number 1. In a combine, if you go back and watch some of my lives, I'm risking around $500 risk per trade. This is significantly reduced relative to the day that it is and the multiple entries that I want to give myself to be able to get some trading in here with you guys, right? Give myself 10 trades as opposed to the 2 trades at $500 risk per trade. No break to the downside. Let's see. We want to pull back up. I'm going to wait to see a pullback, and then maybe we sell into continuation to the downside. That would be trade number 2. But we are short ES here on the 5-minute and 100-tick chart in a 50K combine. Seeing if we can't get some continuation into this selling pressure. Selling into this selling pressure after a little pullback up. You can see it on the 1 minute as well. Pull back up. I'm selling on this big, nice engulfing bar to the downside. Seeing if we can't break below. We need to chop here, find some support. I think we're going to move higher. But selling down here as we're coming back down is the way to not miss this breakout to the downside. So let's see how this first one plays. And I would even look to add as we came down lower. We come down and start breaking these lows again. I'm selling short again. 5 times on the micros. But we're not continuing lower just yet. Looks like we might want to come back up and clip me for 100. But that's part of the game, man. Part of what you guys will see here is wins, losses, break-evens, everything in between. Executions directly from the trading platform. Bookmap. Yeah, nothing crazy screaming at me on Bookmap. Not really helping me one way or the other. Nothing crazy popping up below that would really be making a case for this trade to look wonderful. Nothing popping up crazy above that would say, hey, you want to be real cautious taking this thing short right now. So market structure, price action, trend of the day. That's what we're looking at. Nope, looks like it wants to come up and clip me. Juan says, this is my 7th day in profit. I was able to recover a massive drawdown last Monday, feeling very proud. Awesome, man. Yeah, when we were talking, you were not too happy. Awesome, brother. Glad to hear that. Really glad to hear that. Always nice to hear the comeback. Sticking to your plan, you know, focusing up, doing what you're supposed to do, what got you into profit in the first place. That's the way to go.
Order filled.
All right, first one stop, power bar high. We're trading back up. Let's see if we got a retest before continuation down. Took that short very aggressively, looking at this as a quick pullback. Maybe we're not going to hit IB high, IB low, and then continue. Like we talked about, really aggressive entry, tight stop, reduce risk, and getting trades in here with you guys. I would need to see a nice break and retest here before I want to jump back in. Boom. I'd be selling this thing short again. We come back down, I'm going to try the same trade. That's my game plan. If I get caught selling the lows again, so be it. I'm going to sell into that selling pressure. Diamond, what's up, brother? We were both short there. I feel you, man. I feel you. First decent sized move, right? We're cracking this low. Headed lower. IB low. We like that to the downside. We get below that. Again, checking out Bookmap. Nothing really crazy on here that's screaming at me, just to show you guys this. No major levels above or below price. We got a little bit popping on the book, popping up on the book, pretty dang far below price. But I like to see a big bright level, you know, above or below price. Maybe give me an area of interest on the chart that I'm not already aware of. But I'm going to stay focused for a moment here in case we get a continuation to the downside. I'm going to try a short. Same setup. Breaking to the downside. That's what I'll be looking at. But if you guys got trading questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I did turn on subscriber only mode to limit the trolls that hop in here and distract. And there's slow mode on there too, so you can't spam the chat with 100 messages. But feel free to ask questions, trading questions, questions about what you're looking at right here. Happy to talk about trading, man. Tools that I'm using, mindset, psychology, really all the fun stuff that goes into trading. You want to learn more about me, my trading, feel free, hop in the free Discord where I have a pretty nice track record that I'm starting to build out with this live trading. You can see a whole bunch of those stacked up on my YouTube channel. Gotta have at least 100 at this point. We come down, I'm trying this thing short again. I'll do it again. used to trade in this community, and it's actually I'll pull that meme up in a second. Hang on 1 second. We're gonna get a short set up again. I was a little bit aggressive on the last one where I didn't wait for the break of the lows.
Order filled.
I'm trying it again, boys. I like this. Not waiting for the break of the lows again. I like that. I like that 5-minute candle closure. Really right down towards the bottom of the candle. I like the way this came all the way back down. Won't survive a whole lot of volatility. I'm playing this as a breakout to the downside. Looking to be able to capture a nice risk to reward, right? Like I don't need to win too many trades with a nice positive risk to reward. Just need to capture a continuation of the downside. I'll probably not do it a third time if it has to come all the way back up before continuing. But for right now, I'm short again. We'll see if we're just going to get chopped up here, FOMC. We'll demonstrate why smart traders might not be trading today. They might not be trading pre-FOMC at NY lunch. Just got out for some decent profits. Nice, man. Nice. Diamonds making money. Love it. Yeah, book map. Got some coming on the bid. Not following through. Not following through again. Let's see. Crack the low. Can we continue here right into 12 o'clock? Short ES 5 times on the micro chart. Wonder what NASDAQ's doing. Yeah, it looks like about the same. Let's see. Let's see what we can get, guys. I was low to the left. Nice. Request my first top step payout Friday. Hope they approve it. Yeah, man. I don't know of anybody that's due a top step payout without breaking any rules or anything that didn't receive it. Don't know a single story of it. I know a whole lot of stories from other firms and Forex prop firms where that is the case, but I have not heard that with Top Step. So as long as you've met the 5 $200 green days, you've followed all of their other rules, you should be good to go. For the most part, I think you broke a rule ahead of time. Like you're probably going to lose the account or something. They're going to tell you, hey, you did something you weren't supposed to do, rather than just like making it to a payout and then having it denied. Yeah, I do see these lows over here looking left on the 5-minute. I don't have a weak zone marking this stuff off. I recognize we are at this area here, but I'm playing off of this structure to the downside. Trying this bad boy short. Showing me a little bit of money. Can we get some continuation to the downside is the question. That looks pretty good. Ooh. Ooh. What do we got, ES? What can we do? What can we do today? I'm not going to go stop loss to break even here. I think that would be choking up on the trade far too much. It's right at the bottom of these lows. If you watch how I trade, I like to make my stop loss like a chess piece. I definitely don't like to go further away. If I move it down, I don't like to move it down and then back. I'm more inclined to just cut a trade as it's moving against me rather than move the stop loss. If I get real close to a profit target, or if I start to move down into some nice profit, I like to make it risk-free, go stop loss to break even. But on this one, I would let a winner turn into a loser because maybe we just tapped 50% to a 1-to-1. I really like to get past a 1-to-1 on my trades. It means I don't even have to win half of them to make money. You can lose 2 out of 3 trades and break even with a 2-to-1. Not that I'm trading with a 2-to-1 right now or in general. On average, my stats are pretty modest around the win rate and the risk to reward. I don't skew really far one way, like a 75% win rate and a 1-to-1 or less than a 1-to-1 risk to reward. I don't skew super far with a 10% win rate and a 90-to-1 risk to reward. I'm closer to the middle ground. I think you'll find most guys are. Not all. Got guys in the community that trade with pretty abysmal win rates and a massive risk to reward, and they make money. I think it gets to be pretty difficult on your psychology if you swing too far one way. You get really gnarly variance with a low win rate as well. But we'll see if we get a continuation. We got to come all the way back up higher. I think this thing is less likely to move in the direction of this trade. Although we could see a pretty big wick back up here before a continuation. I wouldn't survive that, not the way that I am structuring this. I want to see this continue. We had some nice momentum breaking these lows, pull back up, continue lower. Can we see sellers continue to take this down towards prior day low, breaking below the lows of these areas over here? If I'm looking at my 5-minute chart, this area that we're at right now, where we found some support, this area right here, looking left back into the 13th of September and the 16th and yesterday. I'm shooting for a break of those. But we'll see. All we can do is put our trades on when our edge presents itself. Structure them in a way that you're controlling risk. Accept the outcome, right? Accept that big wick up means I'm out for $106.25. No problem. If you accept that on the front end, it allows you to focus on the trade itself. Manage it as you see fit. Get out if it makes sense to get out. Add in if it makes sense to add in. Do things that make sense to the chart, not your P&L. Let's see. We got some questions, man. Hey Zach, stupid question. But do you know how to make the 2 windows show different instruments? Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, I think you could just click on it and then show a different instrument if you wanted to. Ooh, no. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see if we can figure this out together, guys. I think I have to unclick neutrons replicated on the charts. It's a good question. I don't think it's a dumb question because I don't know the answer to it. Maybe that's the leader? Let's see. Let's see. Someone in the chat can answer this. Neutrons replicated on all charts. The layout selected the same ticker. Nope. I'll get back to you. Ask me in Discord and I'll have an answer after this. A quick Google is going to answer that question. I don't know. I never have 2 different charts displaying. Next question. I think they're linked with the color. I believe they said to unlink. Oh, I got you. Yeah, here. This is probably unlink. This is probably linking a layout across multiple charts. Maybe unlink that, but I'm not going to mess with it too much more right now, only because I have a trade on and I don't want to completely jack my chart up while this one's running. But ask me in Discord, man. I'll get the answer to that as soon as I hop off here. Should be simple enough. Fix my VWAP on this. Boom. No continuation out of ES. Kind of just shopping around here near my entry, pulling back up. Bullish bar. We gonna get an engulfing that comes around these highs? Maybe. We'll see. If you get a close below, then I see no reason that it should turn into a loser. Yeah, maybe. Totally up to you. Meant to say targeting 15-minute low to the left. Got you. Question though, what do you look for entries? From what I've observed over the past, break of structure is your thing. Yeah, I like to run discretionary on the entry itself. For the most part, I like to wait for some break of structure. Like maybe we're getting a nice downtrend like we are right now. We're breaking below IB low. We're pulling back up, whether we're retesting a low or not, and we start to show some selling pressure to the downside, I like to get in. That's my entry. So I'm watching us about to take another stop out here. I like to be selling into the direction that I'm trading. There we go, stop out. I like to be taking a short into that selling pressure. That's my game plan. I really don't love selling right here, like a retest of IB low, selling into buying pressure. I just find most of my trades, if I'm trading that way, don't play out super nicely. I like to be break of structure and entering right then and there. For the breakout, gives me usually a clean way to structure risk. And I'm trading with the overall trend. I'm trading with the really low time frame zoomed in trend. Typically a worse entry point, but what I would call like a higher probability trade, at least what my data shows me. So let's see if we retest IB low here and continue. Don't know that I'm going to try this thing short again. Tried it short here with a stop loss above this level. Tried it short on the way down, stop loss above here. We had to trade above, these levels of structure and pull all the way back up. I'm not giving this thing time to, come back down here, chop around with a nice wide stop loss. I'm entering on the way down. That's the game plan. Hopefully that answers the question. Dennis, man, with the $500, with the 5-day $200 rule, it needs to be $200 from one trade. No, it can just be $200 green day. So you get into an XFA, you have to end 5 days, $200 green. It's under the it's the 100 chart. Gotcha. Nice. Unlink, yeah. Yo, I missed your appearance on TopStep TV. I could see in the Discord it went good. Yeah, man. Got on TopStep TV yesterday again. I've been on Power Players and now Power Hour a handful of times. Got a win yesterday. I took no trades on the last 3 appearances. Took a trade. House account didn't get the buy that I took, and got to take a win. It was nice. I was reading the chat on the side, which I don't usually do because it can be violent in on the TopStep TV chat. Take profit. Don't let a winner turn into a loser. A whole bunch of that stuff. Held my trade to the target. You guys can go back and watch that one from yesterday. This was the trade itself, but it was nice, man. It was nice to get a winner. You can't can't know the outcome of any next trade, but you hop on there, you get a really short time to potentially get a trade on. You don't want to just trade just to trade, but it's nice when you get a winner and it works out. This was a trade from yesterday. Waiting for a break and retest. Not really break and retest, actually. Counter to the overall day. Chopping down around these lows. This looked like some nice rejection. Looked like some nice rejection here. We had a chance to take this thing lower multiple times. The thesis here is we've got less than an hour left to play out in the day. You're either going to look for a rotation back up into the range from down here towards VWAP or a continuation lower. There's a nice edgeful stat that I will also talk about next after I talk about 15-minute opening range break, that a new low of day in Power Hour is not likely. So I'll come back to this and how that factored into this trade right here. But yeah, it was cool to get a win. Cool to get a win yesterday on TopStep TV. Do the trading view panels in TopStep? No, I don't believe so. Break and retest. Yeah, Diamond for the most part. For the most part. It's not always break and retest. Again, I'm discretionary with entries. I don't put myself into a box. I trade very, very similar setups in the morning. As the day wears on, it does become more structure and price action based and even more discretionary for exactly what I'm looking at, because there's so many nuances that feed into that specific trading day, right? No 2 days are going to look the same. And I'm going to use that intuition and experience to help structure those trades, decide when to get in, when to get out. What time frames do I usually look at? I typically start my morning on higher time frames, mark my chart up, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, it's all going to display the same data for me. I just zoom in or zoom out to make it fit what I'm looking at. And then my trading time frames, typically 1 minute, 5 minute, 100 tick chart. That's what I like to look at here. Been playing around with the 100 tick chart, which I actually really like. There's some downsides. Can't backtest in TradingView. Sometimes it prints things a little bit funky. You don't get you get gaps and stuff like that you wouldn't get on a traditional time-based candlestick chart, but it can do a really good job of displaying momentum, condensing areas of just choppy consolidation. But it's pretty dang zoomed in, so I do like to have another chart on the side, the 1 minute, the 5 minute, maybe the 15. But that's just preference. That's just preference. So, on that note, let's look at yesterday's trade and a really cool report from Edgeful. I'm going to show you guys this trade again, right? This is Power Hour, coming into the last hour of the day, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, right? Here is a stat from Edgeful. Full disclosure, I am partnering with these guys now. I've tested their stuff for a while. I find it to be really, really cool. I think they have an intuitive, clean program. I think it's one of those things where a lot of guys go, why haven't we had this stuff before? And it's just, it just makes sense. It's kind of like what we're looking for in backtesting, something to happen more often than not. And they break that down into this really, really cool report. So here's just a basic walkthrough of what you're looking at. Different report types. They got great videos on this stuff. Different report types, reports themselves, the instrument, the session, the amount of data that you're displaying, and then they have a whole bunch of different things that they're going to show you. So let's go ahead and go to the one that I was talking about, which is Power Hour Breakout. And if you scroll down, it even gives you explanations of it. It gives you reports broken down by day. It gives you price charts. It gives you a video about it. Really, really intuitive, cool, clean, easy to use. This is showing ES Power Hour Breakout. What does this measure? This report checks if a new high or low of day is made after a specific time, with the default set to 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. It compares the high and low of the day made from 9:30 a.m. to the selected time against the high and low made during the selected period. So again, here's what this is showing. Custom settings, power hour time, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. New high of day made, not made. New low of day, new high of day not made. New high of day made. Only 26% of the time during power hour, last hour of NYSE session, is a new high of day made. So if we're pushing back up, do I want to take longs targeting a breakout to the upside? Probably not. Low of day is even stronger. This is for the last 6 months of data on the E-mini ES. You can break it down by weekday. You can do even more data, like you can pull 1 year's worth of data. Sometimes the stats change a little bit, but this is something that's statistically significant to me. And maybe, some stuff is really, really obvious. Maybe some of the reports that you find are not so obvious. So yesterday, again, taking this trade down around the lows, looking for a long, combining that report with price action, market structure, all of the other tools that I use, Bookmap, my horizontal levels, I'm aware that only 19.31% of the time over the last year, a new low of day is made in the last hour. Interesting, interesting report there. I'm going to break down another one for you guys that I find. So I've been paying attention to this because I'm trading Power Hour, especially on Top Step TV. This is one that I've traded for a while, and it's pretty interesting. This is opening range breakout, 15-minute opening range breakout. What this report is measuring is how many times or what percent of the time the 15-minute range is broken only to the upside, only to the downside, or both sides of the 15-minute opening range are broken. There's a really strong stat that throughout the entire trading session, NYSE session, that both the 15-minute high and low are broken. You can do it by weekday, and you'll see certain skews on certain weekdays, like Thursday I think is a really strong one over the last year of data. It typically is not breaking out to the upside or just the downside. It's going to break both sides of that 15-minute opening range. I use this, and I have been using this really before even watching, looking at this report itself. A lot of guys trade the 15-minute opening range breakout. As soon as it breaks out, they're going to trade in that direction. I would do that on initial balance, and I'll show you why based on the stats behind it. But for 15-minute opening range, I kind of take the opposite of what most guys are doing based on this report. I like to trade in the opposite direction. So if we break the low, here is an example from yesterday where this played out. Again, not every day, right? Just like any other tool, nothing's going to be perfect. Nothing should be just used alone, but these are just the cold stats. You know, this is objective. It's not opinion. Here is my trade from yesterday morning, right? And I'll show you what I liked about this one and what I didn't like about today's setup, even though I did try it. 15-minute opening range is set. This is 9:30 a.m. Up until 9:45 a.m. What's the high and low that are put in? We break to the downside, but I'm not just taking along as soon as we crack one side, targeting the other side. We break to the downside here, and we have VWAP below, right at that 15-minute opening range low. We're also looking somewhat bullish in pre-market, right? Because you can tell we're above the VWAP line here. If I was zoomed out a little bit more, I'd be able to describe that even better. We break to the downside. We set the IB low down here. Oh no, IB low is not set here. IB low is over here somewhere at 10:30. But we break to the downside. I get long as we're breaking back up into this range. We're cracking back above VWAP. We crack back into the 15-minute opening range low. This is pretty aggressive. You know, another day or another person maybe is waiting to enter here or even here. But again, this is playing off that stat, and here it is playing out right now, breaking the downside and then breaking the upside. Not every day. You can see it happen today where we didn't break the upside. But go back test this stuff for yourself. Maybe look at Edgeful. I will have a link for you guys. Again, I'm now a partner for them to check this stuff out for yourself. Decide if there's something that makes sense. Even if you're not going to build a strategy around it, build a an entry around it, I think it'd be really helpful to note this stuff. And again, this is what most guys are looking for in backtesting, in my humble opinion. I'm going to show you two more that I look at, or that I've been looking at. Pretty much four of them. That power hour breakout, that 15-minute opening range breakout, initial balance breakout. This is kind of opposite of the 15-minute opening range breakout, at least what the data shows. Most of the days, 63% of the time over the past 1 year, let's look at 6 months. It's even a little bit stronger for 6 months, but let's keep it on 1 year. It's a large data set. 63% of the time, when ES breaks above the 15-minute, the initial balance, which is the 1 hour opening range, or below the initial balance, it does not come back and break the other side for the rest of the day. That's statistically significant to me. It tells me that more often than not, more days than not, if we break out of one side, we're not coming all the way back down to break the other side. It can give you some bias. It can give you some direction. If you are going to trade in the direction of the opposite, maybe you don't want to hold all the way there because more often than not, we're not getting there. Again, you'll see plenty of days where this happens, right? We're talking about a 63% stat here. But that stuff can be interesting to see. You can break it down by weekday. Again, it's going to give you different skews by weekday, different data if you want to get really, really specific with it. Certain days it's going to be a stronger stat than others. What I also like on this one is this by performance report. This shows you on average the extension. So how far, once it breaks the high or the low, does it typically extend? It also gives you max, which I don't think is that helpful, but it gives you the average extension up. Interesting, man. Really interesting. I find this stuff to be, if you're going to trade one of these, especially, you should know about it. If you're struggling to find an edge in the market, you're struggling to find direction, having something that you would be looking for in backtesting like this can be helpful. Again, this is for the entire trading session. You can hone this in by a specific time frame. You can say, that's cool, great. I don't want to know that. I don't want to know about the whole session. I want to know how many times it comes back down and breaks the other side of this range within the first 4 hours. You can set that up. You can create a custom session. There's a lot of different ways you could use this stuff. These reports are, again, really customizable, really intuitive. They have a ton on here, a ton of different reports. You can get lost in the sauce, but there's some really clean, obvious ones that I think can help with direction. I'm not going to go into detail on this one, but this is another cool one, opening candle continuation. You can look, if the 1 hour candle opens green on ES, how often do we close green on that day? There's a percent behind that. There's a stat behind that. Another pretty cool one that I've been looking at, wasn't really aware of, this is not something I was watching, the gap fill. And what they're talking about here is from the close of the session, right? And they have, another really cool piece, they have indicators for all this stuff. They have trading view indicators on all of it. So the close of the session, first day's closing price, if we move to the upside overnight and we open up above that close, how often do we come back down and close that gap? That's what an example of a gap up would look like. This is what an example of a gap down would look like. We close higher up here, and we open up for 9:30 a.m. below that closing price of the prior day. How often do we come back up and close that? Often, right? This is over the last year. You have a more often than not, 63% for gap up, 66% for gap down, that they're being filled. Weekdays, again, we'll break it down by gap ups and gap downs being filled. Interesting skews between different days. You see days like Thursday. But what I really found interesting on this one was when you break it down by size. So this is going to show you, percent is even easier to look at. The smaller the gap, obviously, right? The more often it's filled. But it can give you a really, really strong stat to trade towards, or to at least be cautious of if you're going to trade in the opposite direction. 77% of the time, gaps between 0.2 and 0.39% that open gap up are filled. That's a strong stat throughout the trading day. Again, does it happen right away as soon as it opens? No, that's not what it's telling you here. You can go by fill time, you can adjust the session, all that stuff you can look at. You can really narrow these down if you find a report that you like and you want to learn a whole lot more of them. But I'm just kind of giving you an example of the couple that I'm looking at right now. 15-minute opening range breakout to the upside and downside. Really, really cool stat to look at. I find that one easy to trade. Again, I think it's kind of counter to what most guys are doing with the 15-minute opening range breakout. So I even like that. The initial balance break, the 1 hour opening range, if we break to the downside, we're not as likely to come all the way back up and break to the upside. I think that can give you some good direction for the rest of the day. Power hour, that stat is helpful for me specifically in power hour. And then that opening candle continuation, I think is in line with that 1 hour opening range. It gives you a really, really clean way to form a bias for the day. Analyze the color of the first candle, whether it's green or red. Tracks how often the entire day closes green or red based on that opening candle. Again, you can customize this. It starts at 60 minutes over the last year. 75% of the time we open with a green 1 hour candle, we close green. You can adjust that for different candle sizes. You can adjust it for session, the whole day, the whole thing. You can mess with it. You can watch London session, Asian session, all of this stuff. So again, Edgeful, really cool. I'll shoot you guys a link. I'll actually post one in chat right now. I have found this stuff to be really helpful. Really helpful. And again, I think it's one of those things where, like most guys that I start talking to them about this, they go, "Don't they have that already? Isn't that something that was already out there?" And the answer is no. I haven't seen it. And again, even if you just say that's what I look for in back testing, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Awesome, man. They break it down for you really, really clear cut in a way that's customizable and can just make your life easy as far as trying to decide, how often does something happen after this happens. Really, really cool. I think it's great for beginner traders. I think it's great for experienced traders like myself. Let me try to pull this. Boom. And I'll be posting more about this stuff. I'm going to post in Discord about it. Just got set up with these guys yesterday. Again, been testing it for a while. If I'm going to put my name on something and become a partner and stand to have my credibility, there we go, impacted by it, I'm going to make sure it's something I believe in, something that I use myself, something that I really find useful. I could have sold out a long time ago, guys. Long time ago. Could have been an affiliate for Cortana and sold a prop firm passing bot and probably raked in a couple $100,000 doing that before, I just went to hell for the rest of my life because I signed my soul for the devil. I can show you that in Discord. I can show you all the messages after I posted one YouTube video when I was actually excited about it. And then I could show you me not getting a payout from them and Cortana's affiliate program at the time and how I could have just sold right out. And people were begging me to do that. But I have a conscience. I don't want to do anything that's not actually going to help anybody. That's the goal here, right? Actually helping guys. So, Edgeful. Awesome. I'll be posting a whole lot more about it. Stay tuned. That's the link if you guys want to check it out. Would be more than happy to answer questions as I go. If you guys have questions for me, let me know. I've got direct contact with these guys now. Obviously, it's a paid service, but good stuff's not cheap. Cheap stuff's not good. You know how that goes. We don't have to pay for much as far as traders go. You look at things like Edgeful. You look at things like Bookmap, which they are on the horizon as well. Been loving Bookmap. Want to get more involved with them. Would love to have an open line of communication to learn even more, to have support for you guys if you want to decide to use it, and possibly partner with them. So that's on the time horizon as well. I'll keep you guys updated with that. But I'll be posting a whole channel in there about partner affiliate. Give you guys a disclaimer and anything that I could help out with. So yeah, so this didn't continue at all. Didn't continue to the downside. I'm happy with both of these trades, taking on $100 of risk each, having them be losses. That's fine, man. On another day, this thing runs towards prior day low. That first trade pays, or the second trade pays and covers the loss of the first. Not today. Stop out both ways, and we're all the way back up to VWAP. Nothing tells me to get long down here on this type of structure. Tried it long over here a number of times for the push back up. We didn't get that. We're rotating right the way, right back up into the zone, back around VWAP, and I'm going to be no trade now. We get a V-shaped recovery. You could be taking this thing long on break of session VWAP, break and close above on the 1 minute, the 5 minute. Targeting long. Where do you place a stop loss on this? I don't know. One of the reasons that I wouldn't take it long. But that's my read. Choppy day, no wins, big surprise. Maybe FOMC days. You say, hey, you know what? Really, really difficult day to trade, and I think you will see that from a lot of traders out there. For me, wanted to hop in again. Very, very low risk in XFA or Combine here. Trying to capitalize on anything that would set up. Again, I don't love to marry a bias. I like to be ready to capitalize if we're going to break out and run, and it is going to be one of those oddball days. I want to be ready for it, but take into consideration the type of day it is, the news we have coming out. But if you guys got questions, feel free to ask away, man. 100-tick chart, cool. A bit too fast for me though. Props to you guys that make it work. Yeah, for sure, man. Diamond says Edgeful is a game changer for sure. Yeah, man, it's cool. That stuff out there, man. Guys didn't have this back in the day. You have to pay big money to get stats like that, custom reports built, on objective data, and it's available for a low price relative to what they're giving you in platforms like that. Same with Bookmap and Level 2 data. You got to pay for that, but what else do we have to pay for? We're not paying for a seat on the board. TradingView, for the most part, is free. There's no commission, low fee trading here on futures. The brokers aren't killing you. You know, barrier for entry in prop firms is very inexpensive. You get yourself a computer and a monitor, and you know you're good to go. So if there's something out there that can help, I'm a fan of it for sure. And again, Edgeful is not, you know, for me, it's not like an indicator that you're adding on. It's information. You know, it's really clear stats on the instrument that you're trading, which you probably want to be aware of. You know, that's my humble, biased opinion because I am partnered with them now. Again, disclaimer coming on that in Discord. Busy day with TopStep yesterday, and then working with a lot of guys one-on-one. So, going to be putting out content about anybody that I'm affiliated and partnered with. Up until this point, it's been nobody. Was a former TopStep affiliate, didn't make any money from them, had a code for a while before they killed the program and didn't take anything from them. I got a gift card to buy a hat from them one time. That's about it. So, same with Bookmap. I paid for Bookmap. I paid for it from the beginning. As I partner with anybody, I will make you guys aware. It's important to know that you can't be unbiased if you stand to make money from affiliate commission or if you are, on the payroll. So that is important. Just watching to see if we're gonna blast off above VWAP here. I got a little bit locked in there as I was talking. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like this BS V-shaped recovery. I think a lot of guys were probably looking at this thing short. I see tilt is long. Gun to my head, I'm going long here. Stop loss somewhere down here, targeting the highs of all of this, where the 15-minute opening range stat's actually going to play out. The initial balance stat is going to be one of the less frequent days where it breaks both sides. But I don't know. I don't have a long here. I'm not taking it. Besides the computer and monitor, patience is nice to have as well. Yeah, man, you need a lot more than just the computer. As far as like what you have to buy, barrier for entry is pretty damn low. Diamond says just went long here, finally going back into that opening range. Yeah, I see it, man. I see it. Any questions, guys? Now's your chance. Feel free, ask away. Otherwise, hop in the free Discord. I'll be live the rest of the week here for free on YouTube, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. That's what I'm planning to run. Get some trading in with you guys. Top Step TV again next Tuesday for Power Hour. Psyched to be back on. Psyched to get some rotation going with those guys. Super fun. Feel free to tune into that. Again, partner with Edgeful. Got a link in the chat. I'll send you guys the links in Discord. I'll post it on these videos. If you got questions about that stuff, you want more information, let me know. I'm happy to act as a resource there. More information coming on Bookmap as well. Keep you guys updated. What else we got? Housekeeping, man. I work with traders one-on-one. I have one paid program. Don't fall for scams. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on LinkedIn. I'm not on Facebook. Verified on Instagram. Verified on Twitter. Here on YouTube, they don't care about your money. You just need to have a whole bunch of views. I'm not verified on YouTube, but you're on it right now. Don't fall for scams. No crypto, no VIP program. I put everything out for free. You get my strategy, my approach. You can ask me any detailed questions you like. If you want a real trade coach, you want to be working with a trader one-on-one every morning for 2 hours and then 2 one-on-one sessions, book a free call. The guys that I work with now are awesome. They're getting absolutely amazing results. I take this serious, dedicated one-on-one trader and coach program in a way that I don't see anybody else do it. I'm happy to do it because that's what's helped me. It takes a lot of time. It'd be really easy for me to make a course or a VIP program or a signals chat. I don't think any of that stuff helps. Again, same way, I didn't sell my soul to the devil a long time ago with, Forex prop firms. This is what I believe helps. It's what I'm proving helps people. I have plenty of traders that you can talk to that I've worked with, that have gone through the program, that are in the program now. If you're interested in that, book a free 30-minute call to speak with me face-to-face. That's the next step. Another Zach just added me today. Yeah, man, don't fall for scams, man. And again, no pressure on that. Just finishing the thought. No pressure, man. I put a ton out for free. I run my standalone free community. Again, Live trading almost every day here on YouTube for hours at a time where you can ask me questions. Open format, showing you my execution, explaining my strategy, explaining trades from the morning, which I do not trade live, with you guys here on YouTube. My charts every morning with an explanation. News every morning. Ask me questions. All that stuff. Free. That's the way I believe that it should be. And then if you say, hey, Zach, I want you to work with me one-on-one. I want to build a trading plan. I want to work through Tilt. I'm already funded. I'm making money. I just need help. I need somebody to hold me accountable. I need to trade with someone every single day. Small group. I need to work with you one-on-one. I'm available for that. I charge a pretty penny for it because I dedicate an enormous amount of time. And the value that I put into it, again, time-wise, I don't know anybody that competes with it. Again, you can judge me based on the level that I'm at with my trading and how long I've been doing this, but I don't know a single person out there in this space that runs a program the way that I do. I actually know who. Yeah, I got a new friend named Zach. Yeah, new friend named Zach every day. Yeah, appreciate your stream. Props for keeping your integrity by not partnering with every firm that offers money. Yeah, man, I'll do a video on that before I wrap this up. I'll do a video on that one day, guys. If you're not aware of what was going on in Forex prop firms back in the day, only a year or so ago, maybe they still have it going on, they had this HFT pass where you could buy a bot or lease somebody's trading bot for MetaTrader and buy a challenge for $1,000 or $500, however much the expensive ass Forex challenges were, use the HFT bot, instantly pass, and then be in a funded account, a $200,000 funded account. I got a bot without paying for it through a resource that I met in person. These really, really legitimate guys. They said, here you go. Check this thing out. It's fun to watch. You can use it with these firms. Be cautious. Did it on a cheap challenge first. Then I did it myself on a 200K challenge, recorded it, posted the whole thing running to YouTube. Proceeded to trade the account into profit and then get denied a payout because they were an absolute scam. Not like TopStep or even anyone else that I've seen in the futures market. Way worse. Changing rules, essentially making it nearly impossible to get a payout. At that point, after posting that video, I had an enormous amount of people reach out to me through YouTube, through social media, through Discord, asking to buy the bot, asking for me to pass their challenges for hundreds of dollars. I saw it happening all over the place. All of these other influencers and traders. Here's how much to pay me to pass your challenge. And then they're an affiliate with 5 of the different firms that offered HFT passing. And you make a shitload of money doing that very quickly. The double-edged sword is you're signing your soul with the devil, in my humble opinion, because you know damn well, in my experience, that none of those guys are getting a payout. They are attracted by this huge funded amount number and the ability to go right to a funded account. If they just shell out the money to you and to that firm for you to make money on, you know damn well they're never going to get a payout. So I didn't do that, despite guys really begging me, please help me, let me pay you money to do that. I have a soul, and more importantly than that, even if I didn't, what I'm doing here is based around actually helping traders. That's the goal. I charge for working with me one-on-one. I'm going to partner with companies to make money with them that I believe are actually providing serious value, have a great product that I'm going to use no matter whether I'm getting paid for it or not, and I have to pay for it, but something that I truly believe in. That's the right way to do this, is what I believe. And I'll make a disclaimer about all of that as I go. And I tell you, no pressure. This stuff is standalone, not a VIP feeder program or to pressure you into this one-on-one program. No problem, brother. We could be friends. I've got guys that have been with me from the beginning, just on the free stuff. They're awesome. I talk to them regularly. It's great. And I'd be more than happy to have you in there. Again, if you want to check out one of these programs, awesome. If not, no worries at all. You want to talk to me about working with me one-on-one? Not a problem if not. So that's the way that I approach it. I got funded with a CFD firm and they denied me. Not only a payout, but closed my funded account. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because one of my trades was closed with a stop loss. Yeah. Yeah, man, they're just, they're scams. A lot of them. Just straight up scams. It's a bucket shop. They're not sending your trades out. They are going to make sure you don't make money, and they're going to pay the guys out, the very small few that they need to for marketing purposes, with the guys that are failing the accounts and that they're not paying out. So Big part of the reason why I'm in the futures market right now. But on that note, guys, without a stop loss, got you. On that note, guys, thank you for being here. I'm grateful for all of you. Welcome if you're new, if you're returning. I appreciate you being here. Hop in the free Discord. I will see you here the rest of the week live on YouTube. Talk to you guys soon. Trade safe as we're coming into FOMC at 2 p.m. Trade safe. I would not have trades going on into this market. Talk to you guys soon.